I'm Dr. Gene Antonucci. I started my career in dentistry in the Air Force, where I helped our military personnel get healthy and stay healthy. From there, I built a successful practice in Huntington, New York, and later as a teacher, lecturer, and author, I shared my knowledge and experience with students and fellow healthcare professionals. And now my journey's taken me here to explore the world of health, wellness, diet, fitness, and nutrition, as together we discover and find the good life. Welcome to Finding the Good Life. I'm Dr. Gene. When I want to get really confused, I take a short drive to my nearest bookstore and work my way over to the section on health, nutrition, and weight control. In other words, the diet section. Take, for instance, the China Study. It's a current book where the author concludes that a vegan approach to food is the best for health and longevity. And right next to it is another bestseller, The Plant Paradox, which strongly states that many plants contain lectins, which are anti-nutrients. They're mild poisons that are responsible for inflammation and many illnesses and autoimmune diseases. And on the same shelf, another bestseller called The Primal Blueprint advocates a low-carb diet with little to no sugars from grain-based foods and a diet based on fat and protein for energy. Then there's all the stuff on TV with people showing how much weight they've lost on this plan or another. What do? The problem is that there are too many choices about what to eat. Food is sustenance for our physical bodies, for our minds, and for our well-being. Every bit of food that we eat becomes a part of us. It incorporates into the cells that we're made of. Food is something we need each and every day for energy. It has the capacity to both heal us and to make us ill. It's a source of pleasure. It's a centerpiece of many family and social events. It's a centerpiece of many religious services. The great singer Luciano Pavarotti was once asked about food, and he said loud and clear that one of the very nicest things about life is that we must regularly stop whatever it is we're doing and devote our attention to eating. Let's put some facts on the table. Humans get food and nourishment from carbs, which are sugars, from fat, and from protein. But the most efficient fuel for us is fat. Sugars are a dirty fuel. They give us a quick fix when we eat too many sugars, and fats get stored up for a rainy day when we eat too many sugars. But it quickly and predictably gets out of hand. We can't tackle all of this in one show, but we want to break the ice on this program today and begin to explore approaches to food and meals that can become a lifestyle and which will help you lose weight and reach the best levels of health. We are so happy to have Dr. Anna Cabecca here on the show with us. She's a renowned physician and an expert not only in women's health, but also anti-aging and hormone therapy. Dr. Cabecca, we're honored to have you here on the show with us today.
It is great to be here.
You have some amazing credentials. Tell us all about yourself.
Thank you. Well, I trained at Emory University as a gynecologist and obstetrician, and I, through personal trials and tribulations, had to keep going. So I then trained in functional medicine and anti-aging and also integrative medicine. And it's been a journey.
Wow. Well, tell us, what do you see as one of the biggest problems when women and people in general deal with the question of how to have a healthy lifestyle of healthy eating?
Well, I think definitely for women in general, especially during periods of great hormonal transition, whether it's pregnancy, the perimenopause time period, and postmenopause, that it is very specific to each individual, and women are different than men. I know that seems like a very obvious statement, but for so many years, decades, the plans that we use for men and athletes were just transplanted to women.
When you went through your crisis period of time, did you change your diet drastically?
I did absolutely. Gluten-free, dairy-free, low carbs. And now I call it the keto green way of living. So getting my body into ketosis on a regular basis, as well as lots of those low carbohydrate greens and alkalinizers that make a huge difference. Stopping snacking was a really big thing, and extended intermittent fasting. And that really helped achieve hormonal balance for me and for now thousands, hundreds of thousands of my clients.
And not only for women, but also for men, because I find that there are the same effects with men regarding their hormone balance and the type of a diet that you're speaking of.
100%. Testosterone, testosterone syndrome is a really big issue. And there's a link to our high carbohydrate diet and lifestyle, not to mention all the toxins and hormone disruptors that are affecting both men and women.
Explain a little bit more about the effect of excess carbs on the regulatory hormones in our bodies.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we get a diet full of carbs. Not only will that lead us into a low energy slump later on, or, the crashing fatigue midday, and then again, sometimes difficulty sleeping, restorative sleep. That's kind of a result of what's happening physiologically. With increase of carbs, increases the blood sugar within our system, which drives up insulin to drive that glucose into the cell. And then we get this, the peaks and valleys of our blood sugar, creating also an inflammatory excess glucose creates inflammation. And then we get an increase in our life-saving hormone cortisol to try to decrease that. And that when we are increasing our cortisol production or responding to stress, we're depleting our restorative hormones, the hormones that build us back up, like testosterone and estrogen and DHEA. So that high carb lifestyle really does, affect all of our hormones in a very, can be a very devastating way in the long term for most all of us.
Dr. Anna, where can our viewers learn more about all this great information?
Well, thank you. Definitely visit me on my website at dranna.com. So it's DRANNA.com. And my book, The Hormone Fix, which is available anywhere books are sold. And my next book coming out May 5th is Keto Green 16.
Thank you so much for your time today. We all have learned a lot.